Dr. Pat with Little Critters Veterinary Hospital, and we're continuing our series on oldies but goodies. So some reference materials that you may not be aware of, but if you're a young aspiring veterinarian or vet student or technician or a young doctor that's interested in learning more about exotic animals, I think I have some good resources that would prove helpful in your career. We're going to go through some magazines that are no longer published, however, they are available to purchase online at some sites and sources. And it's Exotic Veterinary Medicine. I have to really commend the publishers and the authors. They did an exceptional job with this magazine. And as you can see, for many years, I kept all of them. I think this one down here was published in 2005. So you may ask, is there any valid information left in these resources, even though they were published so many years ago? And the answer is a very definitive yes. Again, oldies but goodies. They still have content and information that's very useful. Certainly for the most up-to-date information, always look at your online resources as they're the most current, but there are some things you just won't find at a glance or easily online that you can find in reference materials like these. On this one, this is basically fennec foxes, blood sites or collection sites, and swan topics, and that was the whole journal article. And so we've marked a page here so you can take a look. So this whole article is on blood collection sites of exotic species. And these articles were very well written, very well detailed, and they showed comprehensive photos of the techniques. So again, if you're learning avian medicine or exotic medicine or small rodent or mammal medicine, this is a great resource for you to have. You can see we go through a whole variety of exotic species and the best ways or sites to draw blood from them very effectively to be able to get a complete metabolic profile or CPC or specific disease testing. This one is pretty intense. There's quite a bit going on in here. I like the other cover better. I'm just going to show you at a glance. Pretty much all species were covered in these articles. So this one is castration of prairie dogs. And you may ask, do you see prairie dogs? Yes, I have definitely seen prairie dogs. They will pop up in an exotic practice. And it's important to understand their needs, their common medical presentation, and basic elective procedures, and to become proficient at them. Step one is reading and learning. And so this is your medial step. So you want to go through and learn the anatomy and the procedure, and then you ideally would find a mentor to help and guide you through the rest of your career. We have another journal here, again, Exotic Veterinary Magazine, no longer published, but very useful. If you can find it used online, get your hands on them. They were great resources at the time. And this one is predominantly on amphibians. And if you go to one of the articles, you can see this whole article is differential diagnosis for clinical signs in amphibians. And not only do they have the text material, but the pictures and the lesions and what you may see in practice and in medicine. We have another magazine here. This one's basically focusing on chameleons. If we open it up, one of the articles in here is what every veterinarian needs to know about old world chameleons. They list some of the common ones that you'll see, information about them, unique characteristics. Very handy resource even in today's world. Another journal, again, this one, they all tend to have different species highlights. This one's on spiny lizards. I actually kept and bred Uromastyx for quite a long time. And here's a great article on the various Uromastix species. And it shows the different colored patterns. A lot of people call Uromastyx the tortoise without a shell because they basically eat like a tortoise and are kept like a tortoise. Interesting fact, really quick, on Uromastyx. They like a basking temperature of up to 120 degrees. They never drink water in their life. They get their water from leafy greens, and they don't eat insects. They eat leafy greens and lentils. Very easy to keep, really interesting, fun animals. But again, a really good journal article on this species. In this publication, you can see some information on what to look for in a healthy red-eared slider. While information may change over time, a normal physical exam is something that's going to usually be pretty consistent, still very valid, vital information. And then they go through things like blood draw techniques and hematological values. Now these I would look at more current references for, but there's still a lot of useful information here. And another one, this is focused on dermatology of exotic pets. And we have a great little article on leopard geckos here, describing their basic care, some of the disease processes, vital statistics are given, really useful information.